Hollywood Jones. How you doing today?
I'm alright, man. I'm chilling, man. What's up with you?
Man, I'm good. Appreciate you for coming in.
Man, appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir. So let's get into it. How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
33. Okay. Where were you born in?
I was born in Flint, Michigan.
So Flint, like, how was your early life growing up there?
My early life in Flint was cool. I was like any typical kid in Flint. You know what I'm saying? I went to Garfield Elementary. I'm from Wesley Hood. That's a hood on the north side of Flint. You know what I'm saying? My grandma stayed on 210 Van Wagner. But I grew up in Dayton Hood because my mama had a house on Taylor Street. So I always frequented between Dayton and Van Wagner. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandma stayed there, so I associate more with Wesley because I was at my grandma's house more, and then in my adult life I was there a lot more. So, you know what I'm saying? But Flint is cool, you know what I'm saying? It's just bad. It was a lot of bullshit. So at a young age, I was like seeing shit most kids wasn't seeing at a young age. I was seeing, like in my hood in Wesley, it's crackheads everywhere. It's crack city, you know what I'm saying? So I just wake up and see fiends. And then if I gotta go to a store or anything, all I'm doing is seeing niggas around there selling dope. Or if I go down the street all the way on Saginaw, it's nothing but crackhead, prostitutes everywhere. So I was just like, at a young age, I was seeing this. So I was just like, damn. You know, my family tried their best to keep me about that shit, but it's only so long you can keep a wild animal caged. It was just calling me, and the allure of it was just so inviting. I had to get up in that, man. So at a young age, I jumped off the porch and I was fucking around.
Were you staying with your parents or more your grandma?
Uh, my mom and my dad split. Like they from Akron, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my family is from Akron. My mom got pregnant and my grandmother was like in nursing school or something, so she ended up coming to Michigan and my mom came with her, and I was born in Flint. So my mom was a single mother all the way up until I was like 9 when she met my stepfather, you know what I'm saying? So it was just me and her. I ain't had no siblings. And then I spent a lot of time with my grandma. Like, I spent a lot of time on Van Wagner with her. Me and my grandma like this. That's my baby.
Right. um. So what age would you say you hopped off the porch?
Like, what do you mean, like, by hop off the porch? Like, start thugging?
Yeah.
Uh, like 13, 14.
Okay.
That's when I started, like, thugging, like, actually doing shit. But as far as, like, just being a street nigga and being in the streets, that was just my whole life because that was my environment. That's all I seen.
Right. You're a product of your environment.
Exactly. And the other kids I was hanging around, them little niggas were so advanced. When I thought I was doing something, they was doing something else. Like we were 6 and them niggas was already smoking squares and stealing cars and shit. And I was just like, damn, how you got $1,000? You know what I'm
Right. And you just wanted to, like, you're really just looking up at them like, dang, like, I need that.
I really wasn't a bad kid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I really wasn't bad. I was mischievous and mannish. But as far as all that shit go, until I was like 13 or 14, I wasn't doing nothing like as far as being active. I used to see them niggas and be like, man, they tripping. And then it was like, once I started wanting things that my people weren't providing for me, that's when I was just like, oh yeah, I need to get this. When I was going to school and I was in some, you know what I'm saying, we had a store called Value City. If I'm in the Value City, K-Swiss, and then this nigga come in with the Jordans, I'm like, damn, I need them. And granny or mama not give me them. So I need to find something to get these Jordans.
Right. So did you do any sports in school?
Hell nah.
So it was just straight thugging.
I wasn't even thugging in school. I was in high school. See, I was started going to high school out here in Texas. You know what I'm saying? But all while I was in Flint, I think the highest I was in Flint, the highest grade I went to in Flint was like 9th grade, and I went to school of choice. And then I dropped out.
Or what grade did you drop out?
I dropped out in the 9th grade.
9th grade. Dang.
Yeah.
So from 9th grade on, it was just get money.
Yeah, it was get money and going to jail. A lot of that was going on.
What age did you go to jail the first time?
Where I got arrested and went to jail, I was 16. Me and my nigga we was out here actually in Arlington. We used to go through neighborhoods and shit and check cars and see if they was unlocked and steal shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say my nigga name,
Right.
but I happened to go in one car and it was unlocked and it had the keys and the thing. It was a computer van. And we stole the computer van. I'm whipping this bitch for like 5 days. I'm parking on the other end of the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm parking on the other end of the street from the house and then stay up out that bitch in that night, get up in it. My dumb ass getting it one day. And you gotta understand, the neighborhood I stole this from is literally like 7,000 yards away from my house. So it's like, they go see it eventually. I'm driving to Walmart. My nigga like, yeah, I want to get a pair of black socks. We drive to Walmart. The people who van it is see us. We come back out to the car from Walmart. The cops got guns drawn on us and shit.
Dang.
Yeah, they took me down, then called out my mama and shit and let me go.
At 16.
Yeah, 16.
So what year was that y'all did that with the van?
It was 2006.
2006.
Yeah.
Okay. This is far from like the technology now where people like can track their cars and everything.
Man, it was far from that. You used to have your phone and your iPod separately just to listen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you got that shit on one thing.
Yeah.
It was the old school days.
So what age did you leave Flint, since at 16 you were already in Texas?
I left Flint a couple times at different ages. The first time I left Flint, I was like 13. And I went to Akron and stayed with my dad. You know what I'm saying? I stayed with my dad and my great-grandparents, R.P. Robert Meadows and now Freedom Meadows, you know what I'm saying? I stayed there with them, and I was getting in trouble, so my mom sent for me back, and I went from Akron to St. Louis. Went to St. Louis and was still fucking up. And then I want to say, my stepfather worked for Lear at the time, so they had him bouncing everywhere. So they sent him down here to Dallas. My mom and them ended up getting a spot in Arlington, and I came out here, and I was like 05.
At 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Since you moved kind of a lot, how did that affect you, like with your parents? Like, were you just chilling, or like were you kind of like looking at your mom like, damn, like what the fuck?
I was like, damn, what the fuck? Because when I was staying with my dad, it was cool. You gotta understand, all my family is from Akron. Like none of my family is from Michigan. We just came to Michigan when I was born, and that's all I know. But all my family, like my DNA is in Akron, so I got cousins and uncles and great-grandparents and grandparents, so I didn't want to leave. And then I'm coming from that environment to where I could just walk down any damn street and see a family member to come into St. Louis when I don't know nobody. And I was just like, man, they used to jump me and sit in school in St. Louis. Like, they was like, who this weird dude? And they was talking funny and shit. I was just like, I was an outsider, you know what I'm saying? I used to get in trouble a lot. And that made me real rebellious, and it just made me real angry because nobody liked me there. And then it was like I started fighting a lot, and I used to tell my mom, like, I hate this shit. But looking back on it now, it gave me a lot of character because I got to experience different things. And now I got homies in St. Louis, so I pull up in St. Louis and it's all love and shit because I'm familiar with it. So
right.
It's cool now, but when growing up, I ain't like that shit. I ain't know nobody.
Yeah, because you were always a new kid.
And then I had a sister at the time, so she was a baby. Like, I'm 10 years older than one of my sisters and then 14 years younger than my other sister. So I was just all alone and always had to babysit.
Let's move forward. So after 16, what was the next biggest thing that got you in trouble? Like what were you involved in?
Just gang banging, you know what I'm saying? I'm a blood 5'9" bounty hunter, you know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where my mom was just like, what the hell are we gonna do with you, man? Like, I love you to death, but she was slowly but surely washing her hands with me. And like, she ended up was like, you gotta go. So I ended up going to Ohio, and I was staying with my uncle, you know what I'm saying? My uncle was like one of the biggest influences of my life. He always been like, he was a thug, you know what I'm saying? He always had money, big time drug dealer. He was just that nigga to me. So I was staying up there with him. He just was putting me on so much shit that it was just so much going on. And then the thing that got me my first felony was, and it's like if I tell the story, people not gonna believe me because it's just so fucking crazy. But my cousin DJ, that was his girlfriend's son. We used to smoke so much weed, bro. We were smoking weed one day, and we ran out of weed, and he had to go get some weed. I was like, man, go get the weed. I'm gonna stay at the house. This nigga come back with a Dodge Charger. I'm like, it was like a 2007, 2000, no, it was a 2008 Dodge Charger.
Old body.
The new one, yeah, because this is '08 at the time. I'm 18 now.
Oh, at that time it was new.
Yeah, like 2 years had transpired since.
Right.
my mom was like, you got to go up there. So this nigga come back with the charge on rims and something. Like, man, where the fuck you get this? He's like, man, some dudes with guns was like, hey, little nigga, you want this car? And I said, yeah. And I was like, you took it? And I'm so naive too. I'm like, I'm not understanding. These niggas done probably did something in his car. So he get the car. We got this bitch for like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? We riding around. We were staying on the southwest side of Akron. They called it the South SW1, the So Wavy. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that. But we was riding around there and shit. One night we pulled up, we reversed in the driveway smoking and shit. The police wasn't even looking for us or the car. They just drive by. We so scared, we jump out the car. He runs one direction, my dumb ass running the house. You know what I'm saying? The police come in the house and get us out. They finessed me. They gave me a receiving stolen property case. And they put me I went to court, went through the rigmaroles with court, and then they ended up giving me something called felony diversion program. And they were supposed to wipe the felony off your background, but they never took the felony off my background. Yeah. But it's weird because it don't pop up when I be getting in trouble, but some places can still see it. So
Right.
Ohio is a motherfucker, man.
So it's like one of them cases where only certain places see it, and only certain places.
Exactly. I don't like, cause I can't bring it up when I be trying to look it up, but
you're in Texas, so
yeah.
Yeah. So after that issue with the charger and they let you go, did your criminal background just keep on going on after that, or?
I actually was chilling for a minute until I moved to Texas. I ain't getting no trouble. My uncle ended up getting incarcerated after that happened, so it was just me and my cousin and his girlfriend at the house, and we lost it. We couldn't keep up with the payments on it, so I tried to go stay with my grandmother that lives there, my dad's mother, and she wouldn't let me stay there, me or my cousin. So I stayed in a homeless shelter for like 3 weeks. You know what I mean? I was in that homeless shelter. It's called the Star of Hope in Akron. I stayed there for like 3 weeks, and I had a girlfriend named Najma. You know what I'm saying? She was like, man, nigga, you ain't got to stay there. You know what I'm saying? RP, her mom, Miss Diamond Love, she was real cool. She let me stay there for a minute. But I called my nana, my grandmother that stayed in Flint, and she was like, nah, nigga, you're not about to be doing that. And she came and got me, and I went down there. This was like 2009, 2010. I went there, and I ended up becoming a CNA, certified nurse assistant. You know what I'm saying? But I was still thugging. I just wasn't getting in trouble for the shit I was doing.
Right.
But more and more I was getting older, the more I was immersing myself within the underworld and making connections and doing this and doing that. I got a job, and one of my friends ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? And another one of my friends seen it, and I was with him, but I didn't see what happened. And my grandmother overheard us talking about it, and she got me up out of Flint. She's like, you can't stay here. She was thinking something was going to come to her house, but it never transpired. I went back to Akron, and then when I went to Akron, I was chilling there for a minute. I went to college for a little bit. I was staying with my uncle again. At this time, he was out of jail, and then that was like 2011, and then my mom was like, hey, we going to Houston. You're more than welcome to come if you want to come. And I just dropped everything I had up there and went to Houston.
So did you end up getting into more trouble in Houston?
Hell yeah. My first year in Houston, I got shot. I was thugging really, really hard when I went to Houston, because at that point I was just doing me. I was down there with my mom, and then she was just like, nigga, you can't stay here. You're doing too much. I ended up meeting this chick named Keisha. Nikisha, that was she took me in, and you know, I was living with her, and I was just doing the most.
So November 21st, 2012, what happened?
I got shot 6 times.
What was the situation?
Man, I was riding with some niggas, man. We was into some shit, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm embarrassed to say it now because I don't do that, but I used to rob niggas, you know what I'm saying? So I used to sell dope too, so we had bought some dope from this dude, you know what I'm saying? And we've been shopping with him, we've been fucking with him, it's all good. So later down the line, we find out that he robbed one of our homeboys. So we tried to get some dope from him so we could rob him. But when we met up, we never had money to buy the dope, and he never had dope to give us. So it was like, he kind of knew what was going on, so a shootout ensued, and I got hit 6 times. You know what I'm saying? I got shot in my arm, top of my arm, right here in my chest, the side, and the back of my leg, in my stomach. My homeboy Dion, he died at the scene, and another one of my partners, who I can't say his name, he got away. You know what I'm saying? But the case is over with, it's sealed now. But the dude had a CPL, he had a control, whatever you call it, he had his license to carry, and he lied and told the police that we tried to rob him and take him to the ATM, which wasn't the case. So he ended up getting off on the murder and all that shit because of that alone, and I ended up getting a fake fucking charge, a trumped up fucking aggravated robbery charge.
So, did you ever hear anything back? Did you ever hear anything from that guy again?
He ended up getting shot and died.
Oh.
Yeah, like right after he shot me, ain't got nothing to do with me, but like 3 days later, he got killed.
Dang, 3 days later.
Yeah, 3 days later, he died.
And like, the case was still open, like, to that point.
Yeah, I was incarcerated. Actually, I was in the hospital. I was in Ben Top Hospital. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I found out, when I woke up, I found out about everything that transpired, and I was just like, damn.
Yeah, and that was just his karma, honestly.
You know how to go, man.
But all around, it was bad for everybody.
It was bad for everybody. You know what I'm saying? One of my niggas' mamas lost their son.
Did you ever talk to your friend's mom after that? Like, and if you did, like, how did she, like, does she blame you for it, or?
Well, I never really talked to his mom because me and bro was only cool for like 2 months. He was actually friends with somebody else who I know, who I can't say his name, and they both from Milwaukee, and he brought him down here. But when I got out, the dude was just like, his mom was all devastated and shit, and she blamed him for bringing him down here from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Because me and him was already turned up doing what we be doing, and he was like, man, I'm gonna just bring my homeboy down here so we could be, you know what I'm saying, so he can get on in action.
Got you. So how much time did you do for that?
Man, they gave me I had 2 aggravated robbery cases because he had his nigga there too, and he lied too. So they ended up doing like a DNA thing on my hand because there was blood everywhere. I was fucked up, and they seen it. I had a 45. I got a 45 for my homeboy. That bitch had like 3 bullets in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what was going on with, you know what I'm saying? They found out I had the gun, so they were like, yeah, we charging you with the robbery because you did have a gun. It's, you know, so I stayed in the county for like a year trying to fight it. They was trying to give me like 20 years, and they came down to like 6 years, came down to like 2 years, and then they were like, you know what, these are first felonies here in Texas, we gonna give you probation. They gave me 10 years probation, deferred adjudication, but I didn't get out. I had to go to a treatment program called Young Men About Change. It's like they try to get you to, because I was 21 at the time, they try to get you to change your life so you can prevent relapse and recidivism and shit like that. And I stayed in there for 7 months, and then I came home, man, July 22nd, 2014.
Okay, so once you got out, did it really change your life?
Hell yeah, because I met my best friend when I was in the county. Well, I was in this crazy because my best friend to this day, my nigga D Rich, you know what I'm saying? What's up, boy? We was in the county when I first caught this case, and we weren't cool at all. He used to roll with he GD, so he used to roll with some niggas in there I really wasn't fucking with, and some Crip niggas, some 60 niggas or whatever, and they used to be like in there beating up everybody and jumping niggas and shit and taking commissary, and I wasn't with that shit, you know what I'm saying? But that was like, I don't know, that's just how it is in Harris County, that's in Houston. But fast forward, we go to WIMAC, and I see him in WIMAC, and then I had a hookup on some cigarettes when I was there. But they used to have like these little jobs you can get, and I used to always, this when I was still smoking and shit like that, and I used to always want to smoke cigarettes. So when they was like, man, Mr. Jones, you can pick whatever job you want, I wanted to be service crew coordinator, because service crew, you get to travel all around the unit and pick up trash and shit, and I knew everybody smoked in the back. So I went in the back, and I used to pick up all the cigarette butts and break that shit down and resell the tobacco. And then me and bro ended up getting real cool in there. So yeah, man, that's how that shit was for that situation. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I met bro doing that. We got real tight selling the cigarettes. And then once we got out from there, me and him linked up because my mom was staying on the north side of Houston. That's where bro from. And then me and him was just, man, we was stuck in hard in the motherfucker for till this day. It was just me and him always getting into shit.
Yeah.
He was younger than me by, I think like 4 years, but he's so fucking advanced. He was up on shit before everybody else and putting everybody down with the plays. So yeah, me and bro being like, that's my nigga.
Right. So when you got out in 2014, you were in Houston, right?
Yeah, I was in Houston.
Okay. So, how did you go about your life after you got out?
I was wild because at that point I was 24, and like in Houston, everybody got money because everybody just doing so much shit. It's so fast paced. You got motherfuckers jugging, robbing banks, scamming. It was like everybody got money, and I was like, man, I need to get money. So like I said, me and my best friend, we was just robbing niggas and selling drugs, man. That's all we was doing, robbing and selling drugs. And we was doing that for a nice little minute. And then I went to Michigan and tried to do some shit in 2016 that I do down here and got caught up. I can't really talk about that too much, but I ended up catching a case up there and I had to come back down to Texas. This was like 2017 and I was on the run from that shit for the warrants. They came up there and raided my grandma's house and shit in Flint twice, you know what I'm saying? Behind some shit that happened with a family member. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even speak on that, but bro really told on me about some shit. You know, I got the paperwork, you know what I'm saying that he said my name and put me in. He didn't just say it was him, but he put me in the midst of that shit happening, and that's enough to have them be like, okay, yeah, that's you. You know what I'm saying? He implicated me in the crime on accident, but he did it on purpose, if you get what I'm saying.
No, I don't understand.
Okay, how can I say it? Like, bro got caught up and they was asking questions and shit, and he was like, they finessed him, and he told them it was me. But then when he found out what he was doing, he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go along with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ended up getting a time cut for the shit, lesser charges than what they put on me, and then that's when it led me to get a lawyer and find out like, oh, this nigga told on me. He cooperated. So I came back down here after all that shit happened on the run, and me and my best friend were still thugging and shit. And you know, it's only so long you could just keep running from them boys. One day me and bro was riding, the nigga wanted to buy some weed from the nigga. The nigga wanted to buy like a QP from bro. So we pull up. The nigga only ain't got no money. He got a bag full of like phones. So my nigga like, man, what the fuck, nigga? I told you I want like 700 for this fucking QP, nigga. You come out with a goddamn bag full, and then there's some old ass phones. It's 2017. This nigga came out with like razors and sidekicks and shit. So bro slapped that nigga. Boom, he slapped him. I'll put it on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? We riding. It's a streetcar, Imperial Valley. We riding down Imperial Valley. The laws flickers because bro ain't had no light on the back of his license plate. Come to find out he did. Bro, my nigga had a Glock 21 on him with a 25 round mag on it. They don't hold 30s. You know what I'm saying? So he got the 25 in that bitch. I'm telling him like, you know, your first gun case in Texas is a misdemeanor. Really like the first 3. So I'm like, I gotta go down anyway, bro. I got these warrants, these felonies. You know, I'm a fugitive. So I'm going down. You know, I'm going to prison for sure. And I'm still on probation for these aggravated robberies back in 2012. I didn't make it at all. So I was like, I'm gonna take the pistol. He's like, they go put us out the car because we've been smoking in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They go pull you out first because you're the driver. As soon as they put the handcuffs on you, bro, I'm gonna take off. He's like, all right. So the law got my bro out the car, had him behind the thing. I seen him put the handcuff on him, and I took off the car. I don't know who the fuck this cop was, man. He was like John Wayne reincarnated. I'm running. I don't know why. I never knew until this day that there was an empty field to the right I could have just went through. But, you know, adrenaline was pumping. I was scared, anxiety. I ran straight to like a 30-foot fucking fence. Damn. But I got that bitch. I hit it. I hit that bitch, got up there, climbed, and as soon as I got to the top, this motherfucker come off his hip with a taser. Like, he ain't stopped to aim. That nigga just said, and like Spider-Man, that bitch is, I fell and shit. My nigga's like, man, bitch, I thought you broke your neck. He's like, you fell on your neck. But I fell, and I'm still knowing what's going on, so I rip it out again. He come out, hit me with that bitch again. Damn. And they knocked out a fight out of me, and then I ended up going down for possession of a firearm, Fleeing on foot, that's a misdemeanor. Both of them was misdemeanors. The aggravated robbery cases, the probation violation,
From
and then
Michigan?
no, from here they been violated my probation. When I found out I had the warrants in Michigan, I never showed back up to probation the next month because they was gonna lock me up anyway. So I got my probation violations for that shit, and then my felony fugitive, and I ended up getting 5 years TDC for that. I went to prison for 5 years for that.
Dang. And you were only out for 2 years, right?
Yeah, you could say two and a half years, 2014. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2.5, something like that.
So you went for 5 years?
Yeah, I went down for 5.
So what year did you get out?
I got out January 11th, 2021.
Dang.
So I did 3 years, 8 months. Because I had back time from when I got locked up for the original charges that I set in there. They give you all your back time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So did you really learn your lesson of doing certain things? Like,
Nah, I'm going to just keep it real with you, man. Prison is like, college for criminals.
right.
It's like you go to Yale or Harvard or your local community college to learn something about the books. But when you go into prison, you learn other shit everybody else was doing. So really all I did in there was just learn more ways to get money legally and, how not to get caught, what to do differently. But as far as like learning my lesson, no. I just learned how to be a better person and move a little bit different. And I just put a whole bunch of plans down and all the motherfuckers came to fruition when I got out.
Right. When you got out in 2021, how did you like start moving after that? Since you keep on learning more and more things.
I started moving a little bit more smarter. I learned to stop robbing motherfuckers because that time ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? I was learning to stop robbing motherfuckers for sure, especially with guns. And then I just took my time a little bit because once you in there, you learn to value your freedom, man, because it's fucked up in there. It's fucked up in there. You just start valuing it a little bit more because I didn't want to go back. It was like, so I was like, okay, I'll move at a slower pace. But my best friend, he was turned up when I came home. And he turned me up when I got home, so it was right back to it, man. I was on parole for like 3 months because I was going to get off. They damn near made me pull my sentence to the door. So I had like 6 months on parole. I stayed there. I had 3 months on the ankle monitor. Once I got that off, I quit my job at GM and I went to Houston again and turned up. They paroled me to here to Arlington to my mom's. As soon as I cut this monitor off, that ankle monitor, I went to Houston and took off. I ain't looked back since.
So from the age of 14 until in 2021 when you got out of prison, did you use drugs at any time?
Yeah, I started smoking weed at 12.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, I was smoking. It was smoke. I used to go to, he gonna get mad, but my nigga Butters, you know what I'm saying? OG Butters from Wesley, man. He used to have all the fire. I used to go get weed from Butters and he used to smoke. Big ass, Phillies used to come in a tube back then. Like 2002, they used to come in a big ass tube. I used to get the strawberry ones. And me and my nigga Chris, you know what I'm saying? We used to fuck the Philly all up, gut that bitch horribly, and put the weed in and just roll it up. Smoking and shit at Dewey Park and, you know what I'm saying, just riding around, smoking, walking, smoking. And man, I used to do that. I used to do bars, codeine. I ain't never did no hardcore drugs, like no meth or none of that shit like that. No, none of that shit. No crack and shit. That crack is whack. I ain't never sniffed no powder. But I used to just do I like downers. So I was doing like weed, bars, alcohol, drink. That was pretty much it.
Right. So when did you end up stop doing drugs?
Shit, I ain't really choose to stop. It's like God had his own little way of making me stop doing drugs. It's this chick named Bree Shea. I got a cousin named Jasmine, you know what I'm saying? My cousin got a friend named Bree Shea, and she was in Texas at the time in Arlington. We all from Flint. So she was like, man, they called me Mikey. You know what I'm saying? It was like, Bree Shea need to go to Flint, but she needs somebody to drive up there with her. I needed to go to Flint at the time, so I drove her up there. We went up there and shit, and we stayed up there. She did what she had to do up there. I did what I had to do up there, and then it was time to come back down. But I procrastinated so much as far as coming back And she was like, man, I gotta go. And I was like, damn, I was tired. I'm out thugging with my cousins and my family and shit. So I was like, man, I need something to stay up. I don't really pop X or Molly, but I was just like, fuck it. I know that'll keep me up. So I bought a Molly from some nigga, man. My cousin was like, man, he got the Molly or whatever. I bought one thinking it was going to give me a little boost I needed to get down here. So I take the Molly. I'm geek. We geek. I'm driving the whole way down here. I'm blowing through states. I get to Oklahoma. It's like 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm driving. I'm like, damn, I'm still up, thugging and shit. I'm listening to Lil Uzi like a fucking crackhead. I'm in that bitch shit. We driving, you know what I'm saying? We get to Oklahoma. No, we already in Oklahoma. The sun come up and I'm like, something just happened in my body. It's like, the shit just paused like, boom. And then my heart was just beating on my chest. So I'm telling Girlie, I'm like, hey, I'm having a heart attack. She's like, you ain't having no heart attack? You okay? If you was having a heart attack, you wouldn't be talking right now. I'm like, man, fuck. She's like, you just need something to drink and something to eat. So she put up to Burger King. You know what I'm saying? This girl go to Burger King and gets me an orange juice. You know, you're not supposed to take no orange juices if you're doing Molly and uppers and shit like that. So I get the orange juice and drink it and just start rolling super hard. I'm telling her like, no, I'm about to die. Like, this shit don't feel good. Like, I never did this before. You know what I'm saying? So we pull over to the racetrack or whatever. The ambulance come. This bitch leaves me. You know what I'm saying? I'm laying in the elevator. They give me some shit called nitroglycerin. It expands your heart valves and shit. Give me that shit. I'm in that bitch. I'm like, man, what the fuck going on? I just see her. I had a fake Louis bag. You know what I'm saying? I just see her drop that bitch in there and skirt off. I'm like, man, where she got? They're like, yeah, she left. But you're going to the hospital. They take me to the hospital, do some little shit to me. You know what I'm saying? They was like, man, you had a lot of methamphetamine in you. And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so whatever they did, they reversed it or whatever. I had to call my mom. She was pissed. She had to drive all the way from Dallas to Oklahoma to come get me. And it's like, I came back. The next day, I was like tripping. I was having like hallucinations and shit. Like, I was seeing like shadows and shit. And like, it was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But it's like everything calmed down. I was like, okay, I'm back to normal. I got up, went to the store, got me like an Old English, a square, and a Rello. I'm rolled up, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nothing is doing anything. I drink the beer, I don't feel nothing. The cigarette was all nasty. I smoked the weed. It had me like freaking out. Like when Craig smoked weed for the first time on Friday and he was tripping, I was all like paranoid and shit. And I was just like, damn. So I'm like, man, something wrong. And then I kept trying to do drugs and keep doing it. And it was like I was getting the same effect. It was like I wasn't getting high anymore. I was just freaking out. And it was just like I was getting all the bad side effects from the drugs. And I was like, man, fuck it, I'm done. Yeah. And I ain't did no drugs. That was 2007. That was 2016. I ain't did no drugs since then.
Dang, okay. Even in prison, like, would people offer you stuff and you're just like, nah, I'm good? Like,
yeah, I was cool. They had a whole bunch of that fake dope in there, that K2 shit. They right. Sprayed it on paper and shit. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I hit that shit one time. I ain't gonna lie. Cause it get rough in that bitch. It was like New Year. No, it wasn't even New Year's. It was Super Bowl. And that shit, I ain't never smoked that shit again, man. We was cooking and shit. They was like, man, Wood, hit the tune. I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. I don't fuck around. They was like, man, come on, bro. It's New Year's, bro. You got 2 years left for your sentence. Just come on. I'm like, man, fuck it, man. Peer pressure, some lame shit. Cause at this point in my life, I'm so stiff, bro. You can't tell me what to do. So you can't make me do nothing unless I want to do it. I was like, man, fuck it, bro. I hit the shit. I'm like, oh man, I'm high. It was cool. And I was like, man, and that K2 shit, it shoots you up to the moon, and then you start coming down and you start feeling normal. You know, when you smoke weed, it starts at the bottom and then it rise up. With K2, it take you straight there, and then it come down and you be like, okay. But when you go straight there, I'm like, oh man. I take my shirt off and shit. I go to the back of the shower. I'm like, man, cause like them niggas be in that hole smoking and be rolling on the floor, throwing up and pissing on themselves, doing a whole bunch of dope fiend shit. So I was like, man, don't freak out, Hollywood. Please don't freak out. Yeah. So I just go put some water on my face and I smoke. I sit in front of the fan and the fan started hitting me like it cooled me down. My nigga pull up on me. My nigga Bernardo, he's still in that bitch. He got a badass case. He got like 40 years. He pull up on me. He like, man, we chilling, bro. It's all good. We watching the game. We about to eat. Relax. Just come sit down, bro. Don't let it get you. Cause that shit be getting motherfuckers. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling. my heart beating though. Where to me, it feel like I'm really normal, but my heart to me just feel like it's beating on my chest. I'm like, no, hell no, I ain't normal. And I take off running and go back in the shower and calm myself down. I get my cell rolled and win that bitch, and I never smoked no more drugs in jail, man.
So in prison, is that when you turned Muslim, or when was that?
Well, most of my family is Islamic. You know, my grandfather and my uncle are Islamic. You know what I'm saying? So, and my uncle, my favorite uncle, Umar bin Hanson, the last poet. He's in the Smithsonian, legendary musician. He's a Muslim. So it was always incorporated into my life because I always seen it. So, but when I went to prison, I really seen how it was, and then that's what made me take my shahada, and I started just hearing the truth, and that made me become a Muslim.
Getting more closer to your religion, did that change your outlook on life after prison also?
Yeah, you know, for sure. Islam really changed me because it's more than a religion. It is a way of life. It made me more disciplined. It made me start being more productive, and it made me start thinking about what's going to happen when I die. So a lot of the shit I do now is not for now. It's for later, especially that I got a kid. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. How many kids do you have total?
I got one.
Okay.
I got one biological daughter. And I had her while my girl had her while I was in jail for some new shit, and she has two boys that I raised. So, but I don't call them stepsons. So I got 3 kids.
So after 2021, you caught 21 credit card fraud cases.
Yeah, I caught 21 credit card abuse cases. That one, I caught 21 credit card abuse cases. That wasn't in 2021 though. When I got out of prison, I had a nice run to like April 2022.
April 25th, 2022.
Yeah, April 25th, 2022. I went to Tennessee. I can't really talk about that because I'm fighting this case right now. But they trying to allege that I did some shit. It was a leader of a credit card fraud ring, which wasn't true. But some shit I can talk about in Texas because the case I resolved is they said they see me in the store swiping the card, getting a $500 gift card. This is all allegedly. I put out to a lot of this shit because I just needed to go see my daughter being born. I needed to hurry up and get home. So that's all I was worried about. A lot of them cases I could have beat, but I just took them on the chin to get home because I'm already a felon. And they down here in Texas, that sentence carry a 2-year max sentence. And you know, for the amount of money you can make doing certain shit, I feel like if I can make $250,000 in 7 months, it's worth sitting in jail for 2 years. That's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. But you're not even gonna do the whole 2 years, so I felt like the reward was worth the risk. But I went to Tennessee and got into some shit, stepped in somebody else's dog shit, and the police up there had a task force and they did some shit and it ended up leading to me back in Texas. And they pretty much just snitched on me to Texas like, hey, we don't know if it's him, but it could be him. And I had made some couple slips here, and they ended up catching me up, and I had 21 credit card abuse cases. I put it out to 6 of them and got the other 15 reduced, and I had to sit in jail for 9 months to take care of that shit because I had warrants all over Texas, Austin, Denton, Houston, Fort Worth, and I had one in Atlanta. It was just fucked up, man.
So what exactly were you doing with that?
What you mean?
Like, what exactly were you doing with the credit cards in Texas?
I mean, I'm not gonna say what I was doing with them.
Or allegedly doing.
They allegedly that I was just, you know, buying gift cards with them, but it was the amount that was making them mad. Because every time I was going going to the store, I was getting 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. You know what I'm saying? They just like, man, he's doing it so much and getting so much at a time. Like, you know, some people do certain shit and they get 500, 1,000. But everything that, and this is in black and white now. You can pull me up and see this shit. Everything was 5,000, 10,000, and this is every time, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I had a $150,000 bond, and I popped that bitch. The same day I got arrested, I popped a $150,000 bond. but I had a felony fugitive hold on me in Tennessee, so they wouldn't let me go. So I popped the bond, but I still had to sit in jail. But since I was sitting in jail, they ended up giving me 85% of my money back, and I just knocked out all my cases here in Texas. But they was just bouncing me to county. So get done with this county, go here, go here, go here. And then finally Tennessee came, and they flew down here and flew me out to Tennessee to fight my charges there. And I stayed in that bitch a month. It was hell. That jail is horrible. It's the worst jail I ever been in the world. Like, it's horrible. I stayed in there for like a month. I really wanted to see what they was talking about first, and then they was on some bullshit, and I popped bond. I had a $5,000 bond there. My girl popped it for me because I ran out. All my money was gone when I came in, when I went to Tennessee. By the time, because I stayed in there 9 months in jail, and within the 9 months, all my funds were drained.
Dang. So did you pay the whole $150,000 or just the percentage?
We paid the percentage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
paid the $15,000.
Yeah.
The 10%. We paid cash too.
Dang.
Well, I paid cash.
So,
no, I take that back. My nigga King Cash, you know what I'm saying? That's my boy. We ended up having a hell of a run before I got locked up. He gave me $3,000 to put with that.
Okay.
I still owe that nigga $2,000.
He need that.
Yeah, he need that.
So when did you get out for that? The credit card fraud stuff?
It's crazy because hold on one second. I always come home in January. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, I need a sponsor. You know what I'm saying? I came home January 24th, 23 for that. And I was, the bond company had me on monitor again from January, February to March. And I got off of the monitor in March of 2023. And as soon as they took me off that monitor, man, I turned right back up, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you got home, did anybody just have you like a little welcome home package or anything waiting, or were you literally just drained out? Like,
man, my baby mama, man, my fiance, man, she had got her taxes. That girl, that was all she had. You know what I'm saying? We lost our house when I got it this time because I told her she could quit working when I was doing mine. I'm making so much money, you ain't got to work, baby. Just take care of the kids and look pretty and hold me down. Whatever money you get, you save. So she quit her job and let me run the household. And she trusted me with that, and I let her down. I was doing what I was supposed to do, but I went to jail. And I was spending this money so much that I wasn't I was spending more than I was saving. So I ain't even have enough to last us a whole year. I had enough to last us like 6 months in savings. And then along with court costs and all this other shit, me having to have what I have in there, that money was depleted. So I came home to nothing. But she had her taxes. She bonded me out with that, and she had $1,000 for me when I came home. And that was that. I came home to nothing. Ain't nobody give me shit when I came home this time. Because I already knew how to get money. So, but it's crazy because when I came home, all my niggas was still turned up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was just like, hey, Wood, man, this is how you can do this or do that to get on your feet. I didn't ask niggas for none of that neither because I knew once I got that monitor off what the fuck I was going to do, but it's still the principle with me because I done put money in so many niggas' pockets. A lot of my niggas to this day, the most money they ever made at one time was with me, and that's a fact.
Right.
But nobody ever said like, hey, Wood, what's up? But it's cool though. That's just how that shit go, bro.
Right. So now it's 2023. You're out. You had the monitor off also now to this day. What do you have coming up next? Like, what are you doing now?
Well, I'm still fighting this case in Tennessee, so I don't know really what they own. My lawyer talking about probation, but if it's more than like 5 years probation, I'm gonna try to get a prison sentence so I could come home. I be doing too much. I don't need to be on papers. So I'm gonna try to, if they talking about probation, I'm gonna try to at least get a 2-year suspended sentence to where I can just probably go serve 6 months along with my street time and back time, hopefully. But if they give me 5 papers or less, I'm gonna take it because I don't do drugs and I'll do something small like that. So I really just been trying to stack my bread up because I don't know what's gonna happen and I got mouths to feed. But I've been doing this music shit. I got my Big Barracuda 2 album about to drop. That shit so fire. And I'm about to just start doing a whole bunch of videos for that, and just keep that on deck. And I'm about to get a food truck.
Okay.
Yeah, I could cook and shit, so I'm about to get a food truck and start doing something a little different, man.
Yeah. Since you love to cook, were you cooking in prison like a lot?
Hell yeah, but they wouldn't never give me no job in the damn kitchen. I tried to. I would have turned that kitchen up though. But yeah, I used to always cook. Everybody know, and all my niggas. I'm friends with a lot of dudes I was locked up with in prison. I was a cooking motherfucker, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to make what is it called?
I was making burritos. I was making hot pockets. I was making cakes. Hey, on my TikTok, I went viral on TikTok. I got a video that did like 2 million views because I came home and made a prison cheesecake. But I was cooking real food on it too. But I'm like, well, you motherfuckers want to see me cook jailhouse shit when I'm making fire ass chicken lasagna and shit like that? Like, but yeah, I've been focused on this music real tough because prior to the sit in Tennessee, me and my homeboy Cash dropped a mixtape. It was fire. I want to say you shot 4 of our videos, bro.
Yeah.
No, you shot 2 of our videos.
2 of them, and then I shot 2 for just you.
Yeah. You know, we was gonna have a hell of a run with that one, but I got locked up right before shit took off, and not blaming nobody else, but shit just didn't get handled the way it was supposed to get handled. So now that momentum died, but I still released the album. But now I'm just trying to put all that same energy into my shit and get the ball rolling.
Right. So how many songs do you have with Cash in Barracuda 2?
1.
Okay.
We got a song called Post to. Just because we only got one song together, that don't mean we ain't cool. That's my baby. But right. I wanted to give him. I only got. I got Cassius, Savage Life Tank. That's another rapper out of Flint who real hard. My nigga FTG 40, and my boy One Piece Soldier Jimbo. You know what I'm saying? That's it. 4 real niggas, 4 certified street niggas on my album. That's it. I ain't go feature crazy.
Right. Are they all from Michigan?
Yeah, they are from Flint.
Okay.
All Flint features. I had the money to buy a big feature, but I was just like, man, I want people to know how I'm coming first. And then these niggas from my crib hard too, so y'all need to hear these niggas too, because they hard.
Right. So we shot a video called What's the Deal. It had a lot of people in it. Were any of those people in it besides Cash?
What, on my album?
In What's the Deal, the video.
What are you talking about? Like, is anybody who was in the What's the Deal video on my album?
Yeah.
Nah, but the dude's house we was at, Mike Robb, I recorded my whole album with Mike Robb.
Barracuda 2.
Yeah, Barracuda 2 was recorded with Mike Robb, and then my boy FM mixed everything. There was a lot of niggas in that video. You had Cass Cola in that video, Jinx Jimmer, Rondo was in that motherfucker, Mike Robb, Gemini, Cassius, my nigga B, his homeboy Mark, who I don't fuck with no more. Man, there was a lot of money in that fucking house that day.
Barracuda 2. Why did they call you the Big Barracuda?
I started calling myself the Big Barracuda.
And why is that?
Because, like, all my niggas, if you know, you know. But with the shit I be on, as far as how I get my money, I gotta pretty much be a predator. And I prey on motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So when I get out here in these streets, I can look at the streets in comparison to the ocean. You know what I'm saying? You got clownfish out here, you got ducks, you got octopuses, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like the ocean. So I'm like, when I'm out here in these oceans, I'm like, I'm not a shark because I'm not that fucking cold-hearted, but I'm a barracuda because I'll tear your ass up too, but I'm still in the top of the food chain. So the water, the ocean and the streets go hand in hand to me. And I was just like, man, I'm the barracuda. Right. You know what I'm saying? These my waters.
Yeah.
I'm the barracuda.
So you call yourself the Big Barracuda, but how did you get the name Hollywood Jones?
Well, I couldn't be Mike Jones because that nigga already had my name, and that's my real name, Michael Jones. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? They've been calling me Hollywood for a minute. My nigga actually gave me that shit back in high school. He was like, man, you always be acting out, doing whatever to get some attention, whatever. You be acting out, and you Hollywood, man. Or every time I used to get some money, bitches be like, you be acting Hollywood. So I was just sitting in the crib when I was like, damn. Because you don't even want to hear the list of names I have for myself. And I was just like, man, fuck it, nigga, I'm Hollywood. I'm Hollywood Jones. That's what everybody called me anyway. Everybody called me Hollywood. So I was like, shit, I'm just Hollywood Jones.
Right.
And it just stuck because it just got a little. Well, to me, if I heard the name Hollywood Jones, I would want to go see what this guy rapping about.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just stuck.
So you bought a beat one time. Who else bought that beat or used it?
You talking about the Peasy situation. It really ain't about Peasy. Peasy, let me make this clear in case people see this and want to take it the wrong way. I don't have no problem with Peasy. Peasy the homie. Peasy didn't do anything wrong. He did what he was supposed to do. There was a producer named C Stacks who I bought a beat from, the 2 Milli Up beat. I bought that beat. I got the contract on my phone right now the agreement for exclusive rights. You know what I'm saying? I bought the beat. I recorded it with my dude FM in Houston, and I got the dates to match up perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no cap in this shit, no cap at all. You know what I'm saying? I made the song, I got the beat, whatever, it's all good. I get locked up. I'm in jail. I'm in Tennessee. I'm on the thing. I'm like, I hear the shit come on. Doom, doom, doom. I'm like, damn, somebody sampled the Biggie song. I'm like, man, I got that shit too, though. And then I hear the If We Locked In, ain't no switching up. And then I hear the, I'm like, damn. And I'm like, nah, this the same fucking beat. So I start calling my peoples and shit. I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, they're like, yeah, PG dropped this bitch, that's hard. And so I got a hold of a dude at the studio with me. I'm like, bro, that's my beat. They're like, yeah, you bought that beat or whatever. So I came home, seen the video and shit. I was like, okay, that's cool. Because my song, ain't no telling what my song would have did. It wasn't no 2 Milli Up. You know what I'm saying? PG made a hit record off that shit. Nobody could have everybody would have made a different song off that beat. Like I said, PG is excluded from this because he don't know what this nigga did some shady shit. But I did watch an interview when PG said something about an artist sending him a song. I never sent him my song. So he talking about somebody else had the beat too. The dude had it on YouTube. And, you know, niggas be getting on YouTube and just be downloading beats and shit. So I'm not the guy PG was talking about in that interview, but I hit the producer up. I couldn't even get in contact with him. You know what I'm saying? And he did some shady shit. And everybody like, man, you can sue PG. And I'm like, why would I sue PG? He ain't did nothing. I'm a street nigga, bro. I ain't gonna sue that nigga. That nigga made a hard ass song off that bitch. He can have that hoe. That's cool. I probably could sue, but what I'm gonna get from that? That's like snitching.
Yeah.
That's lame. Like, I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. But if I see C-Stacks, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him because that beat was hard, bro.
Yeah.
And I ain't get my money back. No, I'm lying. He gave me my money back. He did give me my money back. He gave me my $300 back.
Yeah. Did he say anything like when you had contacted him about getting the money back?
Nah, he never responded. He just how did he do it? He sent me an invoice in my thing for a refund, and I just got $300 on my Cash App. He didn't ask me if I had the same Cash App or nothing. He just shot it back to me. But he's just a come up king, you know what I'm saying? He seen that shit took off. He know what it was is Peasy's a established artist, so Peasy gave him wanted the beat. Like, nigga, this Peasy. Fuck if that beat already sold. You know what I'm saying? Dog was like, man, Peasy want this beat, I'm gonna give it to Peasy. Fuck if it's already sold. Who the fuck is Hollywood Jones? I don't even think he know my name. You know what I'm saying? And Peasy got his hands on it and made a hit record. And I just got finessed out $300 in my beat. I got my $300 back, but it's all I love though.
Right.
That nigga's a bitch. I bought the beat for What's the Deal too. You know what I'm saying? That's the same producer who did What's the Deal, but I won't work with him no more. And then I seen another interview with Peasy. Was like he wouldn't work with Dog again too because he was trying to come after Peasy for some money after it blew up. So he's just a shady ass producer, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to get what he think is owed to him.
Exactly.
For every beat that blows up.
Exactly. But what I feel like is Peasy bought it for an undisclosed amount, and that's he bought the exclusive rights to it, and that's that. Nigga, you don't get nothing else off of this. But when he seen it turned up and became a hit record, everybody in America know 2 million up. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was like, he wanted some money or something. But yeah, that nigga shady, man.
Yeah. Couldn't he have just put something in the contract where he gets like a percentage each time?
Yeah, he can get a split, you know what I'm saying? I just thought my nigga Cash has been my nigga Cash has put me up on so much shit. That nigga Stacy be teaching me so much shit about this rap shit. Like, on our album, I didn't know about the splits, and he showed me how to do the splits and shit like that. So now I'm going to every artist I ever did a song with and having them fix their shit so I can get my splits. Because at the end of the day, this is a business, man. You know what I'm saying? And I spend a lot of money on this shit. And my money, you know what I'm saying? I don't, listen, man, I work hard for my money.
Right.
And if I did a song with you and you ain't giving me my splits, I'm coming to claim that I'm filing a claim against your ass.
Right. Have you contacted any of them and they actually gave you your splits?
Hell nah, none of them.
Nah.
My nigga 40, he trying to do it, but bro be on some other shit. He don't really be knowing too much about how to do that shit. So we go sit down and work that out.
Oh.
But everybody else, I'm putting a claim on their ass. Because when you go to my Apple page, you don't be like, it just showed the shit I did. It don't say appears on or none of that other shit. But when I do songs with niggas and they features on my shit, when I input their stuff, I got it to where they shit show up the right way, and I want to get the same treatment back.
Right. I think I want to say it was Drake, where he dropped like an album and like, don't quote me, I believe it was Drake. He didn't put any of the artists that he had features with on his album. You think that's like one of them things where like nobody's getting splits except for him?
Oh no, when you talking about people like Drake, like they paperwork and shit go be done right. He probably didn't have an artist on the album cover, like on the
like
thing.
The titles.
Yeah, he probably didn't do that, but best believe they got their money.
Right.
But then again, you never know because shit, if Drake, I mean, it probably had never happened, but if Drake was like, he wanted a verse from me, I wouldn't charge Drake. Like, why would I charge Drake for a verse? Or why would I get mad if Drake didn't put my name on something? Just being on Drake's album is like, shit. That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's like getting come on, man. That's the golden ticket.
Right. Like, it's just like you're just glad that you're on the album.
Hell yeah, right. If I get a song with Drake right now, nobody know me at this point in time, but the niggas who know me or the people who know me. If I did a song with Drake right now, I'll be a superstar tomorrow, bro.
Right.
That's just how I go.
And you know he's known for just blowing random artists up. Like,
turn a nigga up real quick.
Yeah. All right, Hollywood. I appreciate you for coming in. So tell us again, like, what all do you have coming up?
Man, I got the GB2 dropping. Sometime this month, I'm just waiting for all my videographers to get down here so we can get all that knocked out. And then after that, I got another project with a producer out of Flint named Bam on the Beat. He produced every song on this, a 5-track EP called It's All Good. And I'm gonna just drop that. I'm probably not gonna have no visuals for that, but it's just something to feed people until I drop GB3.
Right. How many albums do you think you're gonna drop this year?
Well, if I don't go to jail for this shit in Tennessee, I'm about to go crazy, man. Cause I got a lot of work. I got a lot of recorded material. I just gotta siphon out what I want to put on each project. But for sure, right now, GB2 on the way. That bitch fire.
And you have a project with Cash, right?
Yeah, it's called It Just Happened. That's on all available platforms right now. And that shit was fire. It was slept on, and we got like 7 videos for that motherfucker.
Y'all were working.
Yeah, we was working for that project.
Yeah, do y'all got another one coming up?
I mean, it could always happen. You know, that's my nigga. That's like my real friend. So
y'all just not talking about it yet.
Yeah, it ain't nothing but a little bit of straightening.
Right.
we can make that happen. But right now, Brody on his shit right now. He just dropped an album called Cash on Delivery, and that bitch hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we just working on our shit. You know what I'm saying? He been an established rapper. I just started, so I'm just trying to get to where he at.
Now you're gonna get there. You definitely putting money behind everything you got going. So there's no reason why you'll fail at it, you know?
You gotta invest in yourself, man. Exactly. That's the thing, like a lot of rappers just feel like they could just drop an album and go up. Like, ain't nobody see your album but Facebook. You gotta put money into marketing and promo, and you gotta do shit like this, and you know, it's a lot of hard work, man. And I gotta start putting in the footwork, cause I don't even be doing no shows. I gotta start doing some shows now so people can hear this shit.
Right. So before we leave, what's the best advice you could give anybody in life? Or what's the biggest lesson you've learned this far into your life through everything?
To be honest with you, man, the biggest lesson I ever learned in life, or the best advice I could, here, put it this way, here, fix that. The best advice I can give somebody, you know what I'm saying, is to never do anything you don't want to do. You know what I mean? A lot of people settle for stuff because they feel like they have to do it, or it's the best situation, because they don't want to go through no fire to get what they need. If you don't understand what I'm saying, is people know they got to put in work for shit, so they don't do it because they can just keep doing what they're doing now and it's easy. But you never go make it doing something that's just easy, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You got to put some work in. So if you don't want to do something, don't do it. For relationships, from business relationships to relationships with your lover to endeavors in the street, if you don't feel like doing something, man, don't do that shit. Man, go do what you want to do. Go through that pain, because when the pain stops and it's over, believe me, it's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? So just always go with what you want to do. And the best lesson I ever learned in life is just to never give up. Stay persistent. That's anything you want. You know what I'm saying? And never look at your circumstances. Never compare your circumstances to somebody else's. You'll never feel like you this small and somebody else this big, because you never know how that person with this big feel. You know what I'm saying? It's different strokes for different folks, and it all come and it all go. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be grateful for what you got. Be grateful.
Y'all check out Big Barracuda 2 coming out soon. Follow bro on Instagram at, what is it?
Hollywood_Jonez with a Z.
Got you. I appreciate you for coming in, bro.
For sure.
This that GB2 shit, summer here on my side with them blicks. Niggas know who lit, precision, accurate, how I can't miss. I'm on top of business. Everything I started, I'm gon' finish. Self-sufficient, Lord be my witness. I'm gon' get some millions. I had racks before a deal. For real, no fire drill. I don't care if a nigga snitch on you first. You ain't supposed to squeal. I never fold. Hustle to my safe on overload. I sit over stoves, dropping rod. Nowadays I scam and fraud. Barracuda used to be a loser. Shooter just like Kukos. Now I'm winning stuff in pockets. Until they scream out, that's too much. Ain't no bitch that I can't fuck. Ain't no blocking Flint I can't touch. Can't say I ain't did enough when I really done did too much. Gave y'all prophecy the first time. This time gonna be a slaughter. It's something in the water. Swim at your own risk. Use your caution. I can't do it like y'all niggas, cause I'm doing it like a gangster. I'm blessed and highly favored. Barracuda, bitch, I'm the savior. Hey!
Hey, it's your boy Hollywood Jonez, and we in the city with it.